This can force your other stuff to bounce or whatever.
Yeah.
No payment.
No payment plan, no hardship, none of that shit. Your shit getting deducted, boom,
Well,
chuck
I'm
out
tell
that
you,
shit.
if you say anything else that we don't find pleasing, we're just gonna take your right to travel.
Yep.
You know, you won't even be able to get on the damn e-bike in your 15-minute city.
That's right.
Yeah.
And
Right?
now
You
every
don't have
time,
to walk in your 15-minute city. Now your 15-minute city just turned into a 45-minute city.
that's right. And not only
Right.
that, but if it's connected to the M to O to the T to the B, now you can't go to the store and buy
And
something.
now you can't. So that's what I mean. They have levels of it.
Yeah.
Right?
That's, man, this is hell.
Turn your TV off. Right then and there.
Yeah.
You know,
Shut everything
You know what? You know, I think you don't need this amount of protein.
Yep.
You know,
Right.
When we're gonna cut your protein, or when we're gonna cut your carbs. You know, we'll once a week would allow you to buy, you know, a couple cookies. We're gonna, you know what? You can have those cookies.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, man, people gonna have a hard time with this comes to be because guess what they're gonna do too? They're gonna take away only the super rich who have special,
Right.
you know, MOTVs. They will be able to override and go places and do things that normal people will not be able to do. But like, probably, you know, I would play more than half of the country smokes. They're gonna immediately take that away from you.
Oh, they showed that. What is that?
Demolition Man.
No, the woman, she took the RFID chip, and during time, he was telling her what to do, what to eat and stuff, what time to eat.
Yeah, well, see, there you go.
That Black Mirror.
So now they got total control over you, man. And that's another thing, man. When these shortages and these things happen, man. You people who have these vices, you know, you tobacco smokers, you weed smokers, you know, you Percocet takers or whatever. the fuck,
Alcoholics.
You're gonna have a hard time out here because all those things are gonna go away and be very, very rare.
Yes.
All right.
You
You gotta have people who it's gonna be you're gonna have women that literally will prostitute themselves just to get a couple squares.
That's right. Yep. Them ketchup packets and the mustard packets and them honey packets, that's gonna be commodity in
Yeah.
that day. People gonna be
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yes, it's gonna be
Because somebody
commodity.
would rather you're gonna have, you know, dollar bills and money in your hand. Another dude gonna have some wipes,
Yeah.
some honey, some ketchup and mustards, and that's gonna be worth more than your money, man.
Right
Right?
now, fuck that dollars. I can't spend them.
Some bro gonna drop their drawers
Yeah.
for that. He's like, yeah, you know, I got a couple of these. I got some wipes over here. You know, I got some, you know, I got a couple tampons.
Oh, that's gonna be
She
way
gonna drop to
commodity.
her knees. Well, can I bleed? Okay.
Man.
You ain't gonna have to sell drugs. You be the tampon dealer.
All these niggas been stacking up the wrong shit.
I got the ketchup packets. I got the wipes. Right, loose wipes. It's gonna get rough out here, boy. Go ahead, brother.
Hey, that's why the Lord is teaching the men of the Lord temperance right now. This is Proverbs 30:8. Remove far from me vanity and lies. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with food convenient for me.
Perfect.
Which of course starts with this word.
That's right.
Lest I be full and deny thee and say, who is the Lord? Or lest I be poor and steal and take the name of my power in vain. And then it's verse 10, it says, accuse not a servant, which Esau is the accuser of our brother, unto his master, lest he curse thee, and thou be found guilty. Yep. So that's what this is supposed to be. This is like a curse for them to, you know, take everything away. This is the get to the fullness basically of Esau's blessing, where he's about to try to fill his belly.
I got a precept real quick.
Kind.
It's Sirach number 4, 21 and 22. The bread of the needy is their life. He that defraudeth him thereof is a man of blood. He that taketh away his neighbor's living slayeth him, and he that defraudeth the laborer of his hire is a blood shepherd. That's what Esau about to do. You ain't gonna be able to participate in society or take care of your family or take care of yourself unless you cross over to the new system.
That's him right now.
Yeah.
From his government systems to his monetary system, because he's defrauding people on each and every side. This is the same man.
He's doing it already.
RFK was
pushing a negative narrative.
He's already in violation of a lot of these things. See, and then this is how you know a lot of Americans. Let me read this real quick, man. and you always hear me talking about constitutional law. That plays a big role in these end days. And I've been saying it for years. The Constitution and the Bible are two things that are really stones in the shoes of both. The Bible in one shoe and the Constitution in the other shoe of these people who want to move forward, and they're gonna eventually clash violently with these pro constitutionists, with these with the last few diehard Americans out there. All right, but here and so he just said they've been violating it forever. But check this out. It just came to me from the on-the-spot journalist, the secret April O'Neil here. But it says Supreme Court shortly after the Civil War, ex parte Milligan, 7 U.S. 2, 1886, which yet stands to this day. Neither the legislature nor the executive or judicial officer may disregard the provisions of the Constitution in case of emergency. So that no matter what the emergency is, no emergency is bigger than the law of the land. All right, and these people are constantly coming with executive orders. He's basically doing things. He's breaking the law, breaking the Constitution every day, while claiming to be pro-constitutionalist.
Yes.
All right.
In the face.
Section 98. Therefore, anyone who declares the suspension of constitutionality, guaranteed rights to freely travel, peacefully assemble, earn a living, freely worship, etc., and or attempts to enforce which suspension within 50 independent sovereign continental United States of America. That's what Fauci and his constituents did. And everyone that supported that. That's why they're all in trouble now. But the same people that's trying to get them in trouble is doing the same thing they did.
Absolutely.
All right? And it says in the sovereign continental United States of America is making war against our Constitution. And therefore, we the people, they violate their Constitution, they violate their constitutional oath and thus immediately forfeit their office. This man, so that's why people are talking about impeachment. But it should have been done to Biden and his whole administration as well. All right?
That's why
It says, so I keep saying, I've been saying in videos for years now, especially since I started fighting that Title 4D and started learning all the stuff that I knew, that, well, damn, most of the things, the IRS and the Federal Reserve, all that is in violation of the Constitution. They operate outside the law of the land. So you Americans been getting bent over.
That's right.
You've been allowing them to trample on your forefathers' legacy and all that shit. You know, so America's not the home of the brave. You the home of the bend over and take it. That's what the fuck you
home
are.
of the slave.
All right, all you tough veterans and shit. Y'all bending over and fucking taking it. It says they violate their constitution and oath, thus for immediately forfeit their office and authority, and their proclamations may be disregarded with impunity. And that means anyone, even the governor and the president. So this is law. Their law that I'm reading.
I got a precept.
All right? So he doesn't even follow his own law, man.
No.
And the people allowed him to do it. Okay? So you're American now, but you bitch made.
That's right, brother.
All right? You American on the general is bitch made because those nations who don't even have the arms that America have, they burn fucking France, Greece, all of them, burn the place to the fucking ground.
That's right.
You fuck over them people. The people in Polish, Romania, they don't play that shit. All right? These Americans, them fat, sloppy, cheeseburger eating, soft as fuck.
This is 2 Ezra chapter 15, verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men. Sedition means uprising.
Eventually, somebody gonna fire a shot. One of these Edomites, and it's gonna be an Edomite that do it too. That come with the few people.
Exactly. It says, and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
Yeah. What I'm assuming, what I think is what happened when it kicks off, it's probably gonna be a couple or a small group that's just gonna go for it, and then they're gonna die in a blaze of glory and rile up the rest of them. That's probably how it's gonna happen. It definitely will be the so-called white men.
Can I read this excerpt of the Constitution? It's real brief. It says, I just, I guess I can remember the exact phrase, law, whatever, I just Googled it. Does the U.S. Constitution say you can overthrow the government? It says that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. That whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it and institute a new government, laying its foundation. It's actually in the constitutional law that if the government was to violate its own laws, the people can take down the government. It's in the law, and this is what's been told in patriots' minds for years.
And they'll call you a T.
Yes.
Someone who's actually trying to uphold the law will get looked at as a T,
Yep.
while the people breaking the law are the actual T's. The people in office.
That's why you had the right to bear arms, so that you could square off against the government if you had to.
That's right, brother.
I got a precept. This Matthew
But
24.
that was part of the reason.
Right.
They also allowed them to bear arms. You remember, we weren't considered citizens.
Yeah, we wasn't
They
considered
they allowed them to bear arms so that they could keep us
Us
from
in check.
uprising
That too.
and
That's true.
you know, and keeping
And the
the
natives.
natives from
Yeah.
taking their shit back.
Right.
That's what that was about.
Yeah.
This Matthew 24:7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famine and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. And you seeing these nations is rising up, like y'all saying, man. People are getting antsy. So you saying it's in the Constitution that hey, these people are ready to fight now. Now, hey, we're gonna take it down now because y'all just fucked us, and we know y'all fucking us, and then y'all operating out of things y'all not supposed to be doing anyway. So they hypocrites to themselves, you know. And the Lord hate a hypocritical nation. And who is the biggest hypocrite on the planet? It's these Edomites, man. And now they got to get that judgment that's got to come to them. But what it's gonna bring, I'm gonna skip to verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. A lot of these people are getting cold-hearted now. And it's gonna keep getting cold. It's not gonna be nice because y'all trusted in Egypt, like it says in Isaiah 31 and 1, man. Y'all trusted in this place. So it's y'all fault that this keep happening to y'all. Y'all getting put in the trick
It's their
bag.
own policy from their own people who did this. The America's in the state that it's in, not because of the migrants, not
That's
because
right.
of Mexicans,
That's right.
not because of people coming up, other Spanish-speaking Israelites coming up from South America or any migrant that came here for that matter. America's in the condition that it's in because of white males.
That's it.
White males did this. It was their policy that did this, allowing, like I said, allowing all those companies to take all those jobs away.
That's right.
All you know, and everything that America's going through is at the stroke of a pen of a so-called white man. They did this, and then they want to make the rest of the broke white people, the everyday white people, and all the other citizens, so-called white people, pay for what these rich devils have done. All right, so you know you get mad they're taking all our jobs, and you niggas this and that. No, ghettos were created by so-called white people. Right, you kept resources and redlining and all the things you did to make sure that happened. All right, so all the issues that you have, and because guess what? If you allowed those neighborhoods to grow and actually have some sort of autonomous wealth and their own business and stuff, then maybe they wouldn't be knocking you over the head. Okay, you did this, you created this. What the hell you think gonna happen when you create such an imbalance to where one side has everything and the other and the masses
Agreed.
of the other people have nothing?
And they agreed.
And you make sure that everything stays on that side of the line. Eventually they're gonna start crossing the line to get that shit.
That's it.
They're gonna pray on each other, and then they're gonna realize, well, damn, we do better if we go across the line and pray on them. And that's exactly what's happening. That's why so much violence in all these so-called good neighborhoods.
Right.
This never happens here. You know how the comedians be telling a joke and then they make the boop, bop, boop, boop. Right. That's what's happening. As soon as they say that, you know, exactly. And now they get beat up, knocked down, smacked around, robbed, breaking themselves every other day.
And now you
Some
got,
nigga with his pants hanging off his ass, running up on you, holding his pants up, talking about some break yourself.
Yeah.
They really don't pray for shit.
and now,
Right.
and now you got Trump and put out on the DOJ that he wants a bill set up so he can sign into law where he can just basically militarize.
He's already done that, brother.
Yeah. Yeah, well, like I said, he's got it now where, like I said, you know, he wants to do this on a whole different level where it's like, I don't want you cops to have to worry about nothing. You can split heads, kick ass, put motherfuckers down, do all this other kind of shit, and you don't have to worry about.
And he's gonna militarize just regular white guys.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna militarize some of these militia groups, especially the ones that are on the side of MAGA. You know, he got them good old boys. He gonna what was the kid that got off that went to the damn
Look for trouble.
went for looking for trouble with his AR, killed 2 people.
Rittenhouse.
Rittenhouse.
Yeah.
He'll have an army of Rittenhouse out here going through the neighborhood, kicking in doors, you know, and just like you said, Pops, and they gonna get to determine, they're gonna have the police powers to arrest you, and they can, and with impunity.
Yeah, well,
And even knowing you're an American citizen, they can kick in your door and see your damn, all your military accolades. Know you're an American citizen, serve the country, and they still gonna deport your ass.
Same as El Salvador.
hey,
you know?
hey, like you say,
Or they gonna kill you.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
no search warrant. He talking
No-
about
no knock search warrants.
No search warrants needed. None of that
Stop and
shit.
frisk coming
Stop and
back.
frisk coming
Right,
back.
so you know, you beat somebody up, shoot them, mistreat them, oh well.
Stay home.
Because right now you're right, brother. He's right now they got legislation on that's supposed to kick in. I think in the next couple months or so.
Yeah, thank
But yeah, in less than 90 days. So all the cops who are right now on leave or suspended because of the unruly or questionable activity, all their cases are gonna get dropped.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so he said, just hold out. You're gonna, you know.
You're gonna get
You're gonna get reinstated. You're right. Then they're gonna get to go and beat down the person who told on.
Yep.
Yep.
All right, and that's exactly what they're gonna do. All right.
Oh, remember me?
Yeah, they
You
gonna
thought you
pull
did some shit.
Yeah, they're
huh?
gonna pull you over.
Right.
That's
right?
it. I remember you. Do you remember
Yeah.
me?
Yeah, you need to exit the car.
That's it. What I do?
Yes, sir.
Hey,
Just
this
get
time-
out the car, man. You need to exit the car.
hold on.
Stop resisting.
Hold on,
Stop resisting. Stop resisting.
So you can understand
Stop resisting.
the camera is going, and this is what I'm doing. I'm gonna bust the window. The camera is going, it's being recorded, and I'm busting the motherfucking window.
That's gonna make people-
Hey, matter of fact, this is gonna be the lunchtime matinee news at the motherfucker when we at the table talking and shit.
Yeah.
Right.
That's it. You about to make the news for us, man.
Yeah, you're about to allow them to operate in impunity, but
That's
that's all a part of the chaos, man.
There it is.
All right, and so and here's the thing: a lot of these Edomites really do believe that America's gonna come back,
Yep.
and the smart ones know better.
So it's where they-
Those are the ones that are making a video telling you even what's his Canadian preppers like. I don't know what else to tell you. He's like, this shit is over, man. I'm just gonna keep reporting until I can't report
Can't
anymore.
do that, exactly.
He's like, we're
They're gonna
past
come
point
after
of no
me.
return. We can't, it's over.
Come.
And it is. And most of the preppers are saying that now. All the economists, every economist has been warning you, from Peter Schiff to what is it, in your face? Christopher Green.
Yeah.
Hard in your face, Christopher Green. That dude. Dr. Wolf, Richard Wolf, Robert Kiyosaki. What's my man? What's the other one? The Italian dude, the old school dude. Gerald Salente. And that
Dabu 7.
Dabu 7 and a ton more. A lot of remember Max Kaiser from RT?
Oh, damn. Right.
Yeah, Max, but he's on some different venues now. Yeah, because he used to have a little funny looking chick with him all the time.
Right.
But they used to go hard though.
Yeah.
Him and that little blonde chick. I used to like that little funny looking chick, man. The Kaiser report,
Yeah.
man. That Kaiser report went hard, man. Well, because they took it down.
Damn.
He was hitting he was speaking too much truth. And shaming, they got rid of RT. You know?
Kept finding they fucking open spots and when they're like a box, he kept
Yeah,
finding open
man,
spots.
yeah.
They
The Kaiser
impregnated
report
him.
was that was some Psalm 64 and 8. Somebody can grab that. That was Psalm, and see, that's just the thing. It's not just the Israelites who are sounding the alarm.
Right.
That vibration is on the world. Just like now, and all of a sudden, you got all these nigga women trying to prophesy and talking about the 144,000 and spiritual power. Look, and then
That
trying
ain't
to
true.
defend it on the comment. Look.
That ain't you. Stop.
Look,
Stop.
the 144,000 judges are men.
That's right.
Simple as that.
As simple as that, man. All right? You know, the rest of the great multitude, those are going to be the children and the wives
Of those
and some of the men who actually believe that, but that are not judges among that number. All right, but the judges that are going to get those powers, all right, are only the 144,000. You know, all other Israelites will be way above all the other the heathen, but they're not going to get that extra stuff. They're not going to be the ones that's you know that's doing all these great fantastic things like the Lord. Only the 144,000. The judges get that. That's right. Which is why we do, one of the reasons why we do this work. We want that reward. That's right. And for that fear. That's right. We fear not. We fear not to do the work. Right. The Lord said, what it says, curse am I if I do not preach the gospel. Right. All right. So out of fear we preach the gospel, and out of hope we hope to be rewarded. That's right. With those new bodies, man. Right. You know, we all want to be, you know, 8 feet damn tall with Pringles cans. That's right. That's right. Okay, that's what we want, man. That's right. Towering over all the other nations. Okay, we want that back, man. That was once us, and we want it back. You know, damn, Issachar running around here, grown man, this fucking tall. Yeah, man, you know, that's a curse, man. You know.
Mixing mingling with these fucking heathens.
Yeah, well, and all that idolatry, the Lord got them hard, man.
Made them smaller stature, literally.
And on top of that, he puffing up against you and shit. I had to after my job, a little short back.
Well, because there's a lot of them follow Esau, Edom, hook, line, and sinker. They want to be Edom.
Yeah. But you know what though? So the Southern Kingdom too.
They're true. That don't.
But I believe that it was more idolatry among the Northern Kingdom. Especially Issachar, man. Them idols, man.
Even Gad. Gad was worshiping the moon, the sun, the wolf, the bear, and all kind of shit. And so we all went off. Yep. We all, and that's one thing that so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans coming back into the truth have to understand that a lot of the shit that we go through is suffering for our own sins. The same shit that the Lord said was a great falling away, man. We all fell away. We all went off. All right. And now coming back to the Heavenly Father, there's shit we got to go through to get back into His good graces. You know.
And this work is a part of that.
That's right. A huge part of it.
I got a precept to back that up. This is 2nd Esdras 2 and 42. I, Esdras, saw upon the Mount Zion a great people whom I could not number, and they all praised the Lord Yahweh with songs. And in the midst of them there was a young man of a high stature, taller than all the rest, and upon every one of their heads he set crowns, and was more exalted, which I marvel at greatly. And we know who that is. Let's talk about Yahweh Shai, right, crowning the 144,000.
So if we 8 feet tall, Yahweh Shai gonna be 9 feet tall. That's right. He's gonna be head and shoulders above everybody else.
That's right.
He's got to get the shine.
That's
this
right.
picture right here.
Yeah.
He's setting crowns upon everybody's head.
Right. And so he's so big, he still make big man look little.
Right.
Okay.
So I asked the angel and said, "Sir, what are these?" He answered and said unto me, "These be they that have put off the mortal clothing and put on the immortal."
That's right.
And confess the name, Nate, of the Most High Power God. Now are they crowned and receive pawns, and that's the one.
So anybody who opens up a video saying, you know, Most High bless, Christ bless, all praises be to the Most High, and don't say the name. You need to turn every day from that point on. Everything that they say is null and void.
There's no separation. The Mormons came to us yesterday at camp, and on their placard it says, you know, Latter-day Saints of Jesus Christ. Where's the separation? Where's the separation between them and you? You saying Most High and Christ bless, and they saying Christ and so forth. That's no separation. When the scripture says, hey, the scriptures always tell you. I bring this up often. How when it says, oh, there comes the Messiah, who is being interpreted to Christ. Why would they say the Messiah first? Which is interpreted because it was Greek Israelites who were Hellenized. All right.
Well, they leave that portion out.
They're not going to tell you.
So that's where all the confusions come from. Mm-hmm. That the whole confusion about that whole situation is a fact that, you know, Christianity purposely left out the fact that there are two sets of Gentiles. That's a very important topic, which they leave out. They don't teach you that in the seminary schools. That's right. They don't teach you that in their theology.
That's right.
All right. But the Bible tells you that clearly. Mm-hmm. All right. it clearly tells you that there's two. You have the Gentiles who are the natural Gentiles, and then you have the scattered Israelites that in their punishment became Gentiles.
That's right.
They became like unto the Gentiles because they were scattered among them.
That's right.
Matter of fact, somebody, you were in Baruch? Somebody was just reading Baruch, or maybe I looked
I
at
know
it
right here,
or
Don,
something.
because I can put it right here.
Yeah, because in that Baruch 4, yeah,
Gathered
Bishop.
from the east to the west by the word of the Most
Con,
High. He
con.
grabbed that, my phone on 1%. But con.
And while you get that, I'm going to read what Kazak put by Yahweh, Baruch 4 and 28. For as
Oh,
it
that's
was
it.
in your mind to go astray from the Most High, so being returned, seek him 10 times more. For he that have brought these plagues upon you shall bring you everlasting joy with your salvation. Right? So you got it?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, brother.
Baruch 5 and 5. And it reads, Arise, O Jerusalem, and stand on high, and look about towards the east.
Did it say to arise everybody?
No,
All
no.
people?
Arise, O Jerusalem,
Oh, Jerusalem.
and stand on high, and look about towards the east, and behold your children gathered from the west to the east by the word of the Holy One, rejoicing in the remembrance of our power.
Mm.
It's Salaki. When was heathens that was scattered? All over the earth.
Yeah, no heathen was scattered. The Israelites were scattered, all right, mainly through slavery. When the heathen traveled about, the main heathen that scattered himself among the earth was when he went about conquering, stealing, rape, robbing, and murder. That was Esau, Edom, all right? Matter of fact, we're going to get ready to wrap. This is Baruch 4 and 1, and it says, this is the book of the commandments of God and the law that endure forever. So the law stands forever. All right. The law was not done away with, Christians. All right. It said, all that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. All right. But for you IUIC people who might be dipping and dabbing, you always window shopping. You still have to, we keep the law to the best of our ability. But ultimately it comes down to you having faith in Yahweh. Why Yahweh shy? Okay? Because it's through him. All right, because no one can keep the law perfectly, and then we live in a society where we can't keep the law perfectly. If we keep some of our laws, we'd actually get put in jail. All right, it says, turn thee, Jacob, and take hold of it. Walk in it in the presence of the light thereof, that thou mayest be illuminated. All right? Give not thine honor to another, nor the things that are profitable unto a strange nation. They can't be a part of this. The only thing that they can be is they can be profitable servants, and that's only after, actually they have to go through what we went through. All right, and they got to, every nation that had, it said, what nation have not? All right, had a hand in our suffering, because a lot of nations they knew. Now everybody wants to talk. All these people want to talk now and say who we really are. Well, we needed you to do that 200-300 years ago.
Yeah.
Right?
Putin opened up the vaults. Yeah, Putin opened up the vaults. Say, yeah, look at all these black icons. Iran said something about it. Abdul Nassar said something about it. Now you want to speak upon it, but nobody spoke upon it while we're in the midst of our fight.
Yeah, the Philippine king back in like 2017. Yeah. He said, "You want to try to tell me about how I run my people? You did that. You did the people of color over there, man. What you want? Matter of fact, since you doing that shit, I don't know if I should even deal with this because just give me another 33 million."
Hold on, let me finish this part. Baruch 4 and 6. Ye were sold to the nations, not for your destruction. Because ye moved God to wrath, you were delivered unto your enemies. So the reason that we are on the bottom, all right, the reason that this is why. We moved our power to wrath. All right? And now, the Wadi Halba Shema Shai, the Lord is removing the curses off us. And that scripture always made me think of Elder Karab. And now it's being placed upon them. Now, and you can see it happening. Esau is lamenting. At least Esau, the heathen, they're crying the blues. And I've been praying for years now that they lose their health, their wealth, and their hope. And I'm watching it happen. There's always another video with them crashing out in their car crying. I'm not gonna cry right now. And they start crying. Men crying, women crying, they sighing and crying. They going through it. And now they getting a feel of what it's like, and I've heard them say it. Now I know what the black people were talking about. I've heard them say it. This is what they've been going through, and then some of them I've heard a couple white people say I guess it's our turn now. And you know what? You're right.
What's the comedian that was
C. Thomas something or
yeah,
what his name?
he said it. We said it.
Thomas C.K.
He
Yeah.
said it in the most jokingly way, like, you know, hey, we've been living. He had a good run, but wait till the tables turn. Loosely paraphrasing, he said, they fuck. They know. Esau knows, man.
There was a movie like that, right? That so-called white lady said, the God of the Israelites, he's coming.
That was the movie The Mist.
The Mist?
That was the movie The Mist. She said we've been mocking him for far too long. He is a God of vengeance, and he is the God of the Israelites. Yeah.
I got scripture. This is
She didn't say the gods of everybody.
Right.
This is Sirach. I got Sirach 25:7. There be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy. In the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that have joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy.
And Tawadi, how about Shema Shai, man? The Lord is allowing us to see that, man. Hey, so with that, man, we're going to give all praises, all honor and glory unto
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakash,
Kwam Yasharala,
Kwam Yasharala,
Abba Babal.
Abba Babal.
Turn those machines back on.